Hello everyone, welcome back to another revamp series. I am Tyken, and today we are going to be continuing on this base. However, I want to kind of show off the front yard again just because I'm so happy with the results. The yard, the staircase, just everything about it, this looks like a beautiful house. Honestly, compared to the inside, I'm a little disappointed. But of course that's what we're trying to do right now, and of course I am very limited on what I can do because I'm pretty much just working around the base structure that I have for my house, as well as the limitations of the mountain. But I'm really enjoying my new front yard. I think it's just breathtakingly beautiful. Alright, today we are going to be working entirely on the den/game room. I've always liked this, but I've always also felt that it could be better, and that's what we're going to be doing today. So we're going to have to be doing a whole bunch more. Oops. Wrong button, in order to get this going. First things first, we're just going to pretty much get rid of pretty much all of the bar area. We need to almost entirely overhaul it, more or less. It's just going to be easier to do with most of it out of the way. We're also going to be changing the roof. I think we're just going to be raising it by 1. And that should be pretty easy to do, because all we have to do is do my favorite command in the world, fill, and we will just use this torch. That should work. Bam, 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 bam. Air. Oops. Not mean to do that entirely. I got a little off of my proportions, but that should be fine. We'll just do another fill command right there. Oh, I did want to address one thing while we're going over this. Hold on. There we go. A lot of people were asking over and over why I'm not doing this in survival as opposed to creative mode. Now, there's a few reasons. First of all, there's a lot of newer materials that I'm using that I just don't have access to. Some things I could make, like the lanterns, but like hunting down all the new woods, because this is a very outdated save file. Hunting down bamboo, the sea cucumbers, sweet berries, pretty much anything new. I would have to go very far away, generate new chunks, and then hunt around for hours just to do that, and I would rather honestly spend all that time just fixing everything up. The second reason is it's just easier and quicker. I don't have to run down into chests. I don't have to worry about management. Everything just looks as good as I want immediately. So that's pretty much the main reason, although I am happy to say that my new kitchen kind of doubles as a storage compartment. It's because of all the barrels. Granted, not a lot of storage, mind you, but you can't put too many or else it looks weird. Oh, and I've been kind of messing around, seeing what looks good. I tried putting unpolished andesite as the cover for that, and it looks okay. I tried making the shelves come out a little bit more, which I feel looks good and bad. I just wish, I don't know, there's a good middle ground for this. I was also thinking like reversing it so it looks like that. But that looks kind of weird. Unless maybe... Sorry, I'm getting sidetracked already. I'm a little ADD. And it shows sometimes. But yeah, just little things I've been messing around with. Let's get back to the focus on hand now that I've mused about for a little bit. So we're also going to be getting rid of this. I really, really want a pool table, but the biggest, absolute most annoying problem is there's no half slabs of like carpet. And there's some middle ground that we could use that is like, let's see, prismarine. This would kind of look like a pool table because it's green, but it doesn't look good is the problem. Honestly, I feel even with wool half slabs, this wouldn't look good. Just with the current limitations of Minecraft, I think it's really hard to find a good-looking pool table. So I decided to just get rid of that entirely. We're going to be doing something a little bit more interesting, or at least in my personal opinion. Let's see. Bam, bam, bam. Yeah, this is right. I just had to remember. So again, a lot of people are saying as well that they just like when I'm doing things on the fly, like I'm coming up with stuff as I go. And I agree, I feel like that's a little bit more interesting to watch. However, I always like to have a general idea of what I'm doing. That way I'm not just... So when I build a lot, it takes a very, very long time. So I, again, like to have an idea of what I'm doing. So it's not just me trying to rebuild this room over like 3 episodes. And I'm kind of exaggerating, but I'm also kind of not. So, like I said, a lot of time and effort goes into these builds. So I pretty much like to have a base idea and then improve it as I go, kind of like I did with the living room and the kitchen. You guys got to see a lot of ideas come out firsthand. Like that was entirely improvised. The pots, speaking of which, I am gonna go with flower pots in the corners. I do like the I can't think of the words, iron stand or armor stands. Jesus, but it just doesn't do what I want it to. Alternatively, I could. Ooh, actually, that's an idea. I know we're getting sidetracked again, but instead of putting like, well, that wouldn't work there. Instead of putting a bunch of like potted plants, just basically have shelves. Granted, we couldn't go too high. Copy that. There we go. Oops, put it too high. So like it wouldn't work here because it's technically right there, so I couldn't put like a pot right there. Although that would look amazing. I really wish we could do that. Like I wish blocks didn't take up the full block, if that makes sense. And then we'll just put some more, something bushy. Smaller ones. I really like the oak saplings, specifically, just because they look like tiny trees. I really hate those tall pots, though. I hate them so much. And I know I can remove them from the resource pack. I just don't know how without screwing everything up. As you can see, I've already screwed up the buttons and a few other things by just trying to mess around with models. I'm learning, but it's slow going, and I would rather focus on this series. Speaking of which, another thing I kind of wanted to do was like frame the painting like that a bit, but I don't think that looks good. I think the one dip looks good enough. All right, that was it with that, because again, I'm getting easily sidetracked today. My ADD's acting up. Not that I've ever been diagnosed, but I feel like I have it. Considering if any of you met me in real life, I definitely show some of the signs of it. Okay. My mind is always just jumping from thought to thought. Perfect. So what we're doing here is I decided to get rid of the pool tables. This kind of opens up the area more, but also gives it a sense of purpose. So this is a lot of open area, which isn't usually a good thing. However, again, it has the purpose of being for a reason. There is basically, we're going to be playing darts here. You're going to have competing teams. Speaking of which, the blue in this texture pack doesn't connect for some reason. I think because I was trying to mess around with the carpets. I'm almost certain that's why. Because in the Doku Craft, and I think in some of the prior ones, when you put down carpet, yeah, it has the fancy carpet. But in this pack, not all of them do that, and I was trying to fix that. I think I haven't touched green. So like for instance, green is just regular wool. And the reason was because they were kind of connected to the same file, so it had a lot of issues. So what we're going to do is get some item frames. Bam. Actually, I don't think I put any in the middle. This makes sense. I'm going to actually, oops. Now I need some light, definitely. I have some ideas on what to do with lighting, but we will figure that out in a moment. I kind of want to make this a little 3D, but I don't think it would look good. Wait. What if, actually... What if I just sunk this back one? Yeah, I think that would look really good. Yeah, I think that looks immensely better. Oh my god. See what I'm talking about? Just random ideas occur to me. Like, I had been working on this for like a few days, on and off, and this idea had never occurred to me. And now, sinking it back one makes it beautiful. It serves a lot of purpose because, like, it kind of has like a extra depth, so like the darts, you know, don't fly into each other if somebody else is bored. And now what we're gonna do is I had this interesting idea. You take potion or arrows of healing and then arrows of night vision. You could probably also get away with water breathing, whatever works for you. Just red and blue arrows. Just whatever arrows in your texture pack are red and blue. Actually, I'm not a huge fan of the super vibrant red arrows, so let's actually take one of the darker ones. Take those. And take some of the lighter blue ones. Yeah, I like the softer colors of those. And then rotate them so they're kind of like facing the board. Alternatively, we could also just face them straight up, which makes sense, or straight down, because I think arrow or darts usually hang like that on dart boards, which again makes sense. It just doesn't look good. I feel like that looks best because it's very decorative, but also serves a purpose. And then these also just immediately go right there, so that's perfect. Another thing I want to do, I need some more item frames. Haha, I'll just do that. Here. I'm gonna be getting rid of this. I know I could just use the clear command. I don't know why I don't. I want weapons. That's what I want. A bow, crossbow, and some tridents. Now what we're gonna basically do is like, hey, pick what kind of game you want to fight with. Like, do you want to use your bow? Do you want to use tridents? What do you want to do? Actually, I think most of these look pretty good straight up, except for the bow. I feel like the bow looks a little bit better at an angle. You know what? Angles it is. Now, see, one of the things that I really like when I was building this room, I discovered this entirely by mistake. Half barrels. Oops, not like that. Half barrels. Those look amazing! At least, in my opinion, they're like little mini chests. And it kind of reflects the size, because it just look, it's like a little trunk. It's beautiful. I love these. You could also do it sideways, but that doesn't look as good. But, you know, still looks good. So, essentially what you're going to be doing is just taking, you can just right-click these if you're in creative and just fill it up. Good luck actually getting this many. You would probably only want 2 in, like, an actual single player. Same with, like, bows and crossbows. Yeah, it makes more sense, because, I mean, if it's only 2 people. Granted, maybe having a set of 6 tridents would be good. That way each player has 3 and you don't have to go and collect them every turn. But, like, let me show you, for instance, like, okay, stand, like, right here. And then you're like, ah, bam! Haha, beat that. And the other guy's like, all right, let's go, bam! And, you know, then you just pick up yours. And there you go. You have a cool little bow and arrow spot. Now, one thing that I like particularly about this texture pack, the default has it, but it's not nearly as pronounced. Here we go. The fletching table has a massive bullseye right on the side of it. It kind of looks really odd because it doesn't take up the entire side, so it just looks like a little target kind of hanging there, which is good and bad. It's also really funny because depending on which direction you're doing this, traditionally in vanilla Minecraft, the targets are on the other sides, so it just happened to fit perfectly with this texture pack reversing it for some reason. So yeah, you can put actual targets there, which look kind of better, or you could just put white wool in the middle so it looks more like an actual ring. So yeah. Then next we're going to fix the jukebox. There's going to be a few things I want to do, actually. I saw this really neat trick on Reddit, and now that we have a bunch of extra space right here, it's kind of perfect. So we're going to take a comparator, not a comp, not a cap. Put one right here. I'm going to put our block of choice right there. And then redstone torch, I believe, or is it just redstone dust? Okay. So then we can just fill this in. I believe I did this correctly. Fill that in too. Not that it's going to matter much because we're going to cover that, but I'll know. We'll both know. And it will, oops. I just broke my new wiring. We'll both know, and it will bother us forever. Okay. So is there a disc in there? There's not? There's not. Okay. So we take one of these discs. Let's take my favorite. I like cat a lot. There we go. So basically, whenever it's on, it actually turns on the jukebox. Haha, pretty cool, huh? Again, I saw this on Reddit. I'm not taking credit for that neat little design, but I am going to take credit for my jukebox design. Acadia? I still need to look up how that's pronounced. I'm sure I'm saying it right, but I'm also not. So I don't really know how I feel. Oops, that's not what I want. Right about... What am I doing? I think that. Bam, bam, bam. Let's see. I did something like this. What did I do? That doesn't look bad, but it's too bulky. I did kind of like a little circle. I think maybe I did just do that. Again, doesn't look bad regardless, and we can always fix that later. But yeah, that is my new jukebox. It's kind of on the small side, but I like that. We are going to need some more lighting over here, though. I'm not sure what I want to do for lighting. Again, I kind of want to just bring everything back. Like maybe push the wall back to kind of give like a sunken feeling. Which wouldn't be amiss, except... Nope, that wall I couldn't do, so I'd basically have to bring everything out like this. Which, again, isn't bad. Just may not be good either. Actually, I think that looks pretty good. Yeah. Not even the border. I don't have to bring the border out. Just bring that out like so. Yeah, I think I like that. Improv. Makes the room feel a little bit smaller, but not necessarily in a bad way. The only problem is this is like really thick right here now. I don't know how I feel about that. Maybe do something like this. Like break all this away. Yeah. Don't need that there anymore. Not really sure what to do about that bottom piece. Oh, stairs? That might work. Yeah, it's not perfect, but it works. Kind of like it. I dig it, daddy-o. I don't like that sudden drop off like that. Okay, yeah, not that far. We had something. Full blocks? I could just do double birch, I suppose, but why bother? Oh god, no. I could do upside down stairs, that'd be funny. Alright. That gives the hallway a little bit of a wider entrance. We could actually... I kind of want to push this up one more. Can I? No, that's why I didn't do that. Because it's the freaking floor right here. Okay, we'll just keep this part as is. But we'll push the light back one, which will work very well, because then the light isn't immediately hanging in your face, it's just right by the entrance. Yeah, I like that. It makes it feel a lot wider and a lot more welcoming, kind of like a miniature hallway, as opposed to just like a immediate door thing. I don't know. Okay, so another thing we're going to do is get rid of all these tables. I don't really feel like they add much. And I contemplated a lot about what I wanted to do in here. I'm still not entirely sure, but I have a better idea, at least. So, we can just fill all this in for now. Again, I could probably do this with commands, but it's not that, it doesn't take that long, I feel, like seconds. I wanted to put the bar right here and kind of in front of the window. But the problem is you don't have a lot of options to decorate the bar because it's like not really close to a wall. You could sure make it take up the entire like length. Ooh, sorry. You can make it take up like the entire length, but then that's a really big bar and then it obstructs the window and it kind of defeats the purpose of the window. So let's see. So already this is opening up a little bit more. I like it. I like it. We're going to be getting rid of these and replacing them with lanterns. We'll fix that in a second. But for now, we're just going to keep them like that. Yeah, I love lanterns so much more. It's desperately what the game needed. So another thing we're going to be doing is knocking this window back. Spruce. So we're going to be doing this for a number of reasons. Essentially, we're just going to be adding more depth, as well as kind of giving us a little bit more dimension to work with. It also kind of really makes it pop out of the mountain instead of just partially. Oh god, that's really weird looking. Ugh. Need to fix that immediately. Needs to come from down up. And that looks better. Way better. It doesn't look super weird. Did I do it with this one? Yeah, no, that one's fine. Okay. This one probably needs to go sideways, though, because that definitely looks weird, too. There we go. There we go. Okay. And then we're just going to tack these on. Bam, 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 bam. We're also going to be doing something slightly different with the window. So what I want to do is first get rid of all this glass. It's so hard to break panes. They're literally a pain in the butt. So one of the things I want to do is take some stained glass. And I'm going to be doing this for a reason, and I realized while rebuilding this that it's a perfect opportunity that I've entirely missed. And you'll see why in just a moment. Again, I could probably fill this with commands, but the last time I tried to do that in single-player mode, I ruined everything. Like, I know how to use the commands, but I don't know how to use them well. And it's it's a pretty big deal. Okay, so you can see here, it looks like a diamond. Like a diamond. Okay, the diamonds in this texture pack don't look like diamonds, but it looks like a traditional diamond shape, where it's like a cut diamond. And then you just put regular glass right here. And since, you know, kind of show off wealth a little bit. I mean, not that having diamond-looking glass is really a show of wealth, but, you know, it looks cool. It's a design, why not? Really simple, easy one to make, which I feel should have been obvious to make ages ago. We're also going to bring this out a bit. Yeah, that looks a lot better. There we go. Make it come out just a little bit. So, I have another problem. Is that it doesn't look particularly good like that. But if you put stairs on the other side too, it just also doesn't look that good. Not really sure what to do. Although I did see one idea the other day. Let me try that real quick. Putting slabs. That way it kind of connects everything, but not entirely. God, that looks worse. Ugh. Ugh, disgusting. Yeah, what I really wish we had is like quarter blocks. Like basically the top of the stair right here, just this one little piece. And then just put it up in the corner. And that would connect everything enough that it's not like, it doesn't look like it's only connecting at the tip. But it wouldn't like block everything. It's Such a pain. Speaking of which, I don't know why we don't have, well, a lot of things, I'll be honest, like half slabs that, I don't know if I like that part. Half slabs that go sideways. Same with stairs. I know they complained about it being difficult or something once before, and you know, essentially they already exist. Like trapdoors. Trapdoors are basically sideways slabs. And I'm sure a lot of you might immediately defend it and be like, well, why do we need sideways slabs if we do have trapdoors? Because they're basically just a smaller block that you put up on the side and cover a wall. Well, for a few reasons. First of all, they're thinner, which is actually a better thing. But unless they add more doors, it doesn't help much. And then you're also limited to the texture of the door if you ever actually want to use it as a trapdoor or anything. Like this, it's very decorative and very beautiful, but like what if you just want a regular wood texture somewhere? Like, so like right here, the trapdoors add a lot of depth and detail to a wall. And I feel like slabs would also add that. You know, honestly, while they're at it, why not add like more dimensions? Like, you don't have to get crazy, just like increments, like half, fourth. And then same with stairs. Like, why not? Sincerely.